Have you ever felt like something was wrong with the world? Like decisions were being made not for the people, but for someone else? This feeling, shared by many, hints at a disturbing possibility: the existence of a shadow government. This isn't about men in suits meeting in smoky rooms, but something far more insidious. Imagine a network of powerful individuals and organizations operating behind the scenes. They influence governments, control resources, and shape our lives. They are the puppet masters, and we are the puppets, dancing to a tune we didn't choose. This is the essence of a shadow government. Some dismiss it as a conspiracy theory, but the evidence is hard to ignore. When corporations dictate policy, when wealth buys influence, when the needs of the many are sacrificed for the greed of a few, can we truly say we live in a democracy? The whispers in the dark are getting louder, urging us to open our eyes and see the truth. The concept of a shadow government is deeply unsettling because it challenges our fundamental understanding of power. It suggests that the systems we trust, the institutions we believe in, may be compromised. But confronting this uncomfortable truth is the first step towards reclaiming our agency and building a more just and equitable world. We live in a world increasingly dominated by corporations. These behemoths, driven by profit, wield immense power, often surpassing that of nation-states. They influence political decisions, control essential resources, and shape public opinion through sophisticated propaganda machines. Think about it. Who lobbies for deregulation that allows corporations to pollute our environment? Who funds think tanks that promote policies benefiting the wealthy at the expense of the poor? Who controls the media that shapes our understanding of the world? The answer, more often than not, is corporations. This corporate capture of our political and economic systems is a slow and insidious process. It happens gradually through campaign contributions, lobbying efforts, and revolving doors between government and industry. The result is a system rigged in favor of the powerful, where the needs of the many are sacrificed at the altar of corporate greed. This concentration of power in the hands of a few is deeply undemocratic and fundamentally unsustainable. It creates a system where the rich get richer, the poor get poorer, and the environment is pushed to the brink of collapse. To break free from this stranglehold, we need to challenge the power of corporations and reclaim our democratic institutions. Power, especially unchecked power, corrupts. And when those in power operate in the shadows, beyond the reach of accountability, corruption festers and grows. We see this manifested in the countless examples of corporate crime, from environmental devastation to financial fraud, often with little to no consequences for the perpetrators. Consider the pharmaceutical industry's role in the opioid crisis, where aggressive marketing of addictive painkillers led to widespread addiction and death. Or the fossil fuel companies who knew about the dangers of climate change decades ago but chose to prioritize profit over the planet. These aren't isolated incidents, they are systemic problems, indicative of a system that prioritizes corporate profits over human lives and ecological well-being. The lack of accountability for corporate crimes is a testament to the power these entities wield. They use their vast wealth and influence to evade justice, silence critics, and shape narratives in their favor. This impunity creates a dangerous precedent, normalizing criminal behavior and eroding public trust in institutions meant to protect us. To dismantle this system of corporate impunity, we need to demand transparency, accountability, and an end to the culture of impunity that allows these crimes to continue. We need to hold corporations responsible for their actions and create a system where justice is served, regardless of wealth or influence. The consequences of this shadow government, this corporate capture of our world, are all around us. We see it in the widening gap between the rich and the poor, the erosion of our democratic institutions, and the increasing militarization of our societies. This control comes at a steep price paid for by the vast majority of people who are struggling to make ends meet. It's reflected in stagnant wages, rising healthcare costs, unaffordable housing, and a shrinking middle class. It's the feeling of being trapped in a system that seems rigged against you, where hard work no longer guarantees a decent life. This isn't just about economics, it's about the erosion of our social fabric. When people are struggling to survive, when they feel unheard and unseen, it breeds resentment, fear, and distrust. It creates a fertile ground for division and conflict, making us more susceptible to manipulation and exploitation. The price of control is high. It's a price paid in lost opportunities, shattered dreams, and a collective sense of hopelessness. But it doesn't have to be this way. We can choose to break free from these chains and build a better future, one where power rests with the people, not corporations.